Hello everyone and welcome to the video, and today we're going to be talking about the current state of Apex Legends, and not only that but just how it can be fixed, because I feel like there's a lot of controversy around the state of the game itself, where it's headed, where it's at, and I believe that there's a couple ways to fix it, and they would definitely fix it. So first thing I want to talk about is skill-based matchmaking. It's been something that people talk about a lot lately. It's been on everyone's mind, and a lot of people are complaining about it, and rightfully so. I mean, it's a really annoying thing in the game. I know from personal experience that, I'll drop into a game and I try to go Capital City like I usually go. That's my normal dropping spot for public matches, and I turn around and I see just 3 teams of full diamonds, a pred team, a couple preds here and there. It's a disaster, because I know that there's almost no chance I can get out alive when there's that many people, that many squads of diamond or higher players. It's very, very frustrating when I have to try so hard just to win and get even moderately high kills in a public match. It's not supposed to be like that. And on the contrary, ranked is now like 10 times easier because people are using a certain glitch that hasn't been patched out of the game yet. So there's a ton of people that are in diamond or higher. I think there's about 10,000 Apex Predators this season. Now that's a ridiculous number, considering I think there was around 2,500 last season. So, not to mention, there's still 48 days left. There's probably going to be 15,000 plus Apex Predators, and that's a ridiculously high number. They did change the ranking system, and you get points for assists, so there should be slightly more, but there's a ton more. Almost every single person in Diamond and Predator are closing app for their placements. They don't want to lose any points, and in turn, they're just going up, not down, whereas they should be going down. They're not good enough to be that high up. So that's another problem, and that can be fixed out by, if you leave, if you disconnect, you should, I don't know if they can even add this, but you should be given the option to join back. And if you don't join back within a certain amount of time, maybe a minute, you lose not only the normal points, but you lose double. This is a system Overwatch had. It can be very frustrating when you genuinely lag out, but it's better than the alternative of having 15,000 Predators and almost 10 times more than last season. That's ridiculous, and that needs to go. So that's one way that could be fixed. Or just not even losing double, just losing the same amount if you back out or anything. It sucks when you DC, genuinely, but you just have to understand that it's better than what's happening now. So another thing I want to talk about is the skill-based matchmaking again, because this could be fixed in a few ways. And I've been hearing that they might have taken it out of the game, but they definitely didn't. They probably just tuned it back a little bit. So one thing that can be done to fix this, because I feel like skill-based matchmaking is a problem, but it's only half the battle, honestly. I feel like the main problem that people are running into, and I'm sure you guys can vouch for me on this and relate to this, the problem is running into full squads of 3 players. The communication's better, the coordination's better, and they're usually 3 good players, and it's very, very hard to win a gunfight when 3 good players are very coordinated and run at you. I don't care who you are, you can be the best player in the world. I struggle with it if a full team of even diamonds run at you. If they're coordinated and they're running at you at the same time, there's no way you win. Especially with the way the Peacekeeper is. They land 1 shot on you and that's like 110, 120. By default, that's your entire shield, if you have purple, gone. And some of your health. You have 80 health left now and you have to fight 3 kids. So that makes the skill gap even lower, which definitely hurts, because that makes 1v3 10 times harder, because it just takes 1 player to have a Peacekeeper, and you have no chance. All they have to do is hit you with it once, and you're pretty much dead. But here's how you combat that. Here's how you can fix that problem. Like I said before, Overwatch is a really, really good game to take examples from because it was so successful. It's a completely different type of game, I understand that, but they have very good concepts added into the game, such as if you solo queue in ranked or quick play, you will be put into games with players that are also solo queuing, maybe even duo queuing. So that means that you will not be put into a game with a full squad. Now this is a very good feature that they added, and this could save Apex Legends, literally. because this is probably the biggest problem of people that don't really run with squads. I don't ever run with squads. I play by myself. That's something I've always done. That's something I will always do. It's a lot harder for me now in this update. Content has been definitely a little slower. I haven't gotten a 20 kill game in a while because it's just difficult without somebody there helping you. So solo queuing is a nightmare when you run into a 3-stack, and you run into them quite often because people are getting fed up with the skill-based matchmaking. They're sick of it, they're sick of dying, so they're doing it themselves. But it can be fixed by just queuing up solo players with other solo players, and honestly just removing skill-based matchmaking completely. I don't think it should be in the game. It should be a random mix, and I think what's the problem is when you get queued up against full squads of 3. Even when you look at it from the perspective of a lower skill-based player. You know, say there's a gold player and he's rushed by 3 silvers. He's probably not going to be able to take them out if they have good coordination and they're teamed up, because that's like 90% of the battle is just being able to coordinate and running at someone. I mean, you don't even understand how difficult it could be to kill 3 silvers when they're literally just on top of each other running at you. It's almost impossible. You'd have to like Kraber shot them and then Mastiff. It'd be very difficult for even a Predator. It's all about positioning and how they play it, and if they're on top of each other, there's almost no way to kill them. So that could be removed completely, and I feel like everyone would benefit from this removed feature because I feel like it's something that everyone deals with, and it would help the solo queue players out a lot because they wouldn't be getting stomped by full squads, which could be very frustrating, especially when you guys know the randoms you get are... Well, I'm not going to say anything about it, but you guys understand. The randoms you get, it's unfortunate to say the least. So that's just a few of my thoughts on how you could fix it. If you guys have any thoughts below, feel free to share them. I'm always down to hear other ideas, and I just hope that they fix this soon. I know they touched on skill-based matchmaking a little bit, but I think it needs to be removed from the game. I think when there's a game with an entire game mode dedicated to a ranked playlist, that you can't really have skill-based matchmaking. You know, at the very most, you can just pair people with other people of their level. That's like the most you can do, I feel like, but even that can be a little annoying. I think it should be a complete random mix. And I'm not just complaining because I can't get my 20 kill games anymore. I'm just complaining for the sake of everybody, because this is such a problem for every single person, and it really probably only helps like the bottom 20% of players, which it doesn't really matter. If you're that bad at the game, well, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're probably not going to do too well. You got to practice, you got to get better. That's the fix to that if you don't want to lose and die so much. So that's just my thoughts on this and how to fix it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.